Now I'm live, but I don't think anybody else is awake. Everybody's wrapped up trying to stay warm and went to sleep. Yeah. And went to sleep. It's mighty cold, and it's going to stay this way for the next 3 days. It's iceberg weather. By the third day, I think we could probably have some free icebergs. You know, down at the creek, we could break you up a big old iceberg. I'm getting all kinds of notifications. Notifications coming up all over the place. Okay. Yep. And I'm just sitting around trying to stay warm. Hey, Peggy. Yep. Yeah, it comes floating down the creek. It might get stuck on an iceberg. I'm tell you, it's cold. The temperature here dropped. I mean, in less than an hour, the temperature fell 4 degrees, and it was feeling like it was like 13, 14. I mean, it was just 33. It was 33 degrees, and then all of a sudden, boom! It was 29 in just a very short period of time. I told Scott, temperature's dropping fast. I'm going home, back to the house. But we got 3 days of this. Yeah, 24 tonight. Melinda. How's Melinda doing? I hope she's staying warm. I was thinking about Eric down there in Florida. You know, he might be getting snow. They get snow down there. They're in trouble. I got all these notifications popping up all over the place. I think the snow's south of them too, down like around Houston. It looks like it's just going. As long as something don't change, it's all going to be down south. We did have snow flurries here, but we. I think Melinda's probably not seeing none yet. Yeah. Yeah, Mississippi and Alabama, the whole and the upper part of Florida, all the way across there. It comes across Georgia and then the Carolinas, and it's running the coast. I'm not going to cancel out. They're not calling for no snow here, but I'm not going to say we won't see some. There's right now they're saying they're telling us it's going to be cold, extreme cold warning. They're saying it's expected by 1 a.m. Monday. It's already here. it was 18 degrees Fahrenheit with a chill 7 this morning. Oh, well, a little bit colder there than it is here. Yeah. Definitely don't need no rain, that's for sure. Meg's enjoying her snow. Do you see some of them pictures she had up there? They're beautiful. I mean, that snow out there, sun setting down on it. Yeah, it's mighty cold. Yeah, we're looking at Monday morning or Monday 13 for a low and 28 for a high. 17 and 30 for Tuesday. Wednesday morning is a good old 14 degrees again. Yeah. And the high, it does warm up a little bit. It gets up to, they say it's going to get up to 37 degrees Wednesday sometime. But it won't help because it's going back down cold again the next night. And that there 37 degrees is going to last about that much time on a clock. You know, the hand's going to move about that much and it's going to be over with. It's not going to thaw out enough or anywhere near enough for 37 degrees for just a very brief moment in the day. And then it just starts going back down again. But it does warm up before the weekend, at least, thank goodness, because we got rain. They're saying rain Sunday and Monday. So, yeah, 28 for a high. That's going to be our high. Yep, that's going to be the high for Monday, tomorrow. And just 30 the next day. It's going to stay, it's never going to leave freezing. Yeah. Yeah. I seen that a few months back. And I was given a hard time about it. Chris, Dallas, Texas at 6 p.m. What's 30? The low's going to be 19. Well, we got you beat. It's going to be 13 here. Nah, 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 nah. We got 13. I tell you, it's just too cold today. But about 2 and maybe 3 hours ago is when it kicked in. It was already cold out, but I mean, it dropped quickly. It dropped so much, 4 degrees in such a short period of time that it was very noticeable. Uh, yeah. I had to wait and see what that storm does. I hope it stays down south. Poor Ed down there in South Georgia. He's going to be snuggling up to a fireplace or something. I guarantee you that. Hanging over a heat pump vent or something. Because it's going to be cold down there. Well, that don't surprise me at all. Chris, I mean, I tell you, they're not ready for no snowstorm like that. It's WF Weatherford. Yeah, Wichita Falls. I just know that I called and checked on my buddy and his wife and see how they were doing today. He said they got plenty of firewood stacked up, and as long as the power stays on, they'll be in good shape. And if it don't, more firewood will be coming in the house. Blizzard conditions and towards Galveston. I know. Snow that far south. You know, this is like what the '93 when we had the big storm. They called the perfect storm. Uh, it came from the same direction. It was doing the same thing. There was one up top, and there was one way down low. But somehow or another, the two got to come up and got together and wiped out. Just about wiped out the whole country. First history, the iceberg formed in the Gulf. We're gonna have them in the creek. That's gonna make a record right there. I'm giving away free icebergs just to get rid of the ice. I always think, oh, I'll make some money there. But when it comes to that, just the faster it goes, the better. So just give it away. Yeah. One time I was going down 30, and it was an ice storm, and I was heading into Dallas, and I got off on a service road. People were just wrecking everywhere, and I thought I'm just going to get off the road until later on, until it warms up some today. And I got off the service road, and there was a gas station there, and I parked there off the side of the service road. Uh, I got out. I'm parked straight. I got out and walked, you know, down behind the truck, heading back toward that gas station. And I'm at Queen 729. It sure is. Uh, I looked back at the truck, and the trailer was slowly moving. The truck wasn't moving, just the trailer tires, and the trailer was just going off the sliding a little bit. And I was like, "Oh boy!" And the good thing there wasn't no big ditch there or nothing. It was just slanted. And I thought, yeah, yeah. I seen people thinks they got 4 wheelers and 4-wheel drive, and they can drive on the ice, and it ain't no big deal. But I don't care what you're driving. If you're on thick ice, you're at the mercy of where it slides. Hello, Eric. Have you, what's the temperature down in there? Yeah, it was sliding on the ice. It was just sitting. It was just. It's just had just enough grade that the trailer was just sliding, and I was like, okay, but I knew it couldn't go very far because it leveled off. Yeah. Still got snow. Yeah, you could probably go down to Florida and sell them and make a lot of money right now down there. Ain't nobody got no snow chains in Florida. You could probably sell them the chains and then charge them a fee to show them how to put it on. And there's Neil. Neil's showing up, popping right on in there. He's a little bit slower tonight. He was probably sipping on a Lipton Georgia peach tea or something. Didn't notice anything else. Let's see. It's just going to be super cold tomorrow morning. Wind chill is supposed to be at 8. Yeah. It was, I think it was getting close to 5 o'clock, something like that. Uh, the wind chill was, they said it was, felt like it was 13 degrees outside. I said, I ain't going to argue with that one bit. So, no. Oh boy, Neil's done found a new app. Yeah, Peggy wants to know what does it do, Neil? Probably you, Peggy. You the only one got any. Oh, generated. Hmm. Well, did anybody? Uh, I saw where a few people said they tried to get on TikTok and they couldn't get on TikTok no more. That it had went dark. I haven't tried because I don't have a TikTok. Uh, Neil's always coming up with something new for somebody to look at. Oh yeah. No, I'm talking about literally. You know, like Peggy was talking about Titanic icebergs. You know, I figure we have some by the day after tomorrow at least down there in the creek, and the quickest way to get rid of them is give them away for free. Ready to was supposed to be back up right now. It's back up now. Okay. Well, people people will be having heart attacks. I mean, there might be something. I know that I was watching a newscast thing about it the other day. And people talking about if it goes down, their advertisement, they made their business on there, and that's where a lot of their business comes from. And but every time I've ever tried to look at anything on TikTok, I I was like, we can do without that, and I just never went back. Uh, it's going up and down. Well, I don't know. Let me see here. Go over to my app store. That must be a UK thing. Yeah, it must not have been down very long. But I saw. I went over to Facebook and saw two or three people talking about it, where they couldn't get on TikTok. Hmm. That was that was earlier today or early early this morning. Uh, yeah, I hear you, Neil. Yep. Uh, I don't. I don't think I've ever downloaded anything for. Do you got to download? Can you go to TikTok? You can go to TikTok without doing a download. I think, but I don't. I never messed with it. I've seen some. I don't know if it's because they put them on Facebook or what, but I've seen some stuff that I believe came from TikTok that somebody posted on another website. Never got rid of his last TikTok. His clocks are all digital now. I miss some of them old clocks. Doesn't matter. You eventually see it on. I That's what's kind of one of my worries is all that stuff, crazy stuff that's on TikTok that I've seen. Uh, we might flood YouTube. But tell me, I know. I was watching the people talking about this. I think this lady had some kind of something daily vitamin something that she advertised on there, and that's where she started her business. And uh, now, I saw that at one point they said if TikTok was going to stay on, it had to sell to a U.S. company. Uh, well, what if all these other countries did the same thing and said, well, in order for YouTube to be played over here, it has to be from our country. Be a whole bunch of stuff going dark, wouldn't it? Or, or Yahoo, or anything. I hadn't been to Yahoo in a long, long time. I hear people talking about still using Yahoo emails, and some people still have an AOL email. I don't know how that works if they when they go out of business. I don't want to be. I don't. I think TikTok became more of a kids thing. There's a whole bunch of kids that play on TikTok. Yeah. Oh yeah, they. Motion detected in the front yard. I forget who it is that's got a. Uh, I think the Walker fan still has a Yahoo email. I've got a Yahoo email. If it's still, I'm sure it's still functional. If they still have email, so and everybody says people still using it, so I guess it works. There we go. I had. Hmm. No, I left it because I quit using it. I should say I didn't really leave it. I just quit using it. Uh, Yahoo because I didn't go on there for any other reason, and I got tons and tons and tons of junk mail all the time. Every time you logged on, I'd have 35, 50, 75 emails up there to delete that uh, just people posting crazy, their crazy stuff. I do too, Neil. They're all the exact same except for one. Uh, they're all the exact same, just ends differently. Like dot yahoo.com, dot gmail.com. Uh, I can't remember some of the rest of hotmail.com. But the first part of it, every one of them's the same is what I use anyway. Nothing says. You just got better. Hello, Meg. There's Meg, y'all. Meg's up there. Her snow has done got crunchy. I see what you listen to her walk in the snow now. It's crunchy, crunch, 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 crunch. I was like, is that Meg or is that the snow? Oh, that's the snow. Oh, I hope your swelling's gone down and your bruising and mouth is getting a lot better. Meg's been having to take pain pills, and her last video showed it. Now, Neil, I've got one email that I haven't been to probably over 2 years, but I use it every time somebody requires me to put an email in. And the phone number is an old phone number from another phone. I've had this phone number that I have now, I've had for years. And I'm talking about years, way before when cell phones first came out that wasn't portable. Uh, and I just, I had another phone that I got for, I don't remember what I got that phone for, but I had another phone number put on it. And that phone number still comes up on my computers as a phone number, and I always click on it. That way, they can't even call me. They call the wrong number. I don't know who gets my phone calls now because it's stuff I just want. I'm curious about. It's not nothing I ordered or anything like that. It just sometimes to get to something like that, you gotta put a phone number in. Okay, use that one right there. I don't have it no more. I went for a little ride today, and before I before I did, I turned the heater on in the camper. By the time I got back to the house, I went out there and turned the heater off and just came back in the house. I said, forget it, not tonight. No, it'll be there tomorrow, it'll be there the next day, and it'll be there the day after that. It'll be there when I'm ready to do it. I wonder, I see Tuesday. I guess Tuesday sometime is when that snow is supposed to actually come across there, across the lower part of Georgia and Carolinas. Oh, Ed Kirkpatrick down there, he'll be out there in his Jeep riding around. Yes, I definitely can. There's definitely plenty here to do. I just look at it and go, that needs to be done one day. Oh, yeah, fish freezer next week. Oh, mercy. Neil will never get out of bed. He'll roll down to the bottom of the bed and reach over there and pull him out a Lipton Georgia peach tea and turn and roll back up the other end and go back to bed. Mm. uh, I was gonna get some instant chocolate, uh, hot chocolate mix today. I ran over to the dollar store and they didn't have any. I said, okay. Oh, yeah. I quit writing them lists because I keep looking at them and go, yep, it's still on there. It still needs to be done. What can I mark off today? Oh, well, nothing for now. I don't think so, Peggy. They don't sound familiar anyway. Only going out to go to work, huh? What's wrong with your car, Meg? I think it just got too cold. That's ridiculous. Yes, that's good. That's the only thing wrong with Meg's car. She drives when she goes on the road trips and does 80 miles an hour. New tires. Them new, them new tires just needs an aspirin. Yeah, yeah. Take some of them antibiotics out there and drop them in the fuel tank. Oh, my bucket list. You got a bucket. Yeah. Well, her gas gauge was on empty too. Yeah. And I couldn't see real well, but the temperature gauge was way back over there. Oh, but hold on. We got a little picture of your house in Arkansas. We snuck off of. Oh, oh mercy. I'm being picked on. I'm being picked on. Yeah, it could be. It could be a sensor. Yeah, if they think if they think something's not right, they can't figure it out and it's not doing it no more. Sometimes that happens. I mean, I've had that to happen. We can't find nothing wrong with it. What do you mean you can't find nothing wrong with it? Well, what was it doing when you pulled in? It wasn't doing nothing when I pulled in. It was before I got here. It straightened up. Eventually, we'll figure it out. Just, just check my hometown temperature. Wow, really? That is weird, ain't it? Well, I've said the same thing, Eric, about uh uh Oklahoma. Brandon and them and stuff would be warmer than it was here. It'd be hotter there. You know, even during the summer, it'd be hotter up there than it is down here. And I'd be like, how is this possible? You know, or it's colder here than it is there. And even during the winter now, they had some 60-degree weather when we were. They were 10 degrees warmer than we were. It don't add up good. Uh, well, let me tell them here. I'm live on YouTube now. Uh, so it don't make a lot of sense, but I guess the cold weather's where it's at, and the hot weather's where it's at. And well, that's because Neil. That's because it shoots over your head and don't land until it gets past you. Yes. And they're waiting. They're watching my recliner. Oh mercy. Uh, yeah. Well, they There was someplace back years ago that down in Mexico they got snow for the first time ever, and I remember seeing a clip on it. Everybody's like, "Who's picking on you?" Brandon. Brandon's picking on me. I can't. I'm not going to say where they're at or anything. He might want to keep that a secret for now. I'm sure he'll reveal it on his own. Oh, I don't think he. Uh, I don't think they were watching YouTube. Uh, where they're at and what they're doing. He sent me some pictures about something and give me a hard time. No, don't do that. Oh, okay, he's watching. Oh, they got me on TV. I had to blow it up, Brandon, to see it. I'm keeping it a secret where you're at. Has he grown a long white beard like you? If he grows one, it'd probably have to be gray. I, I'm just hoping that recliner don't arrive before I get there so it won't be wore out. It's supposed to be high. Yeah, he's just sitting there listening, staying warm. What's the temperature up there, Brandon? Because it's probably warmer where you're at right now than it is here. Oh, he might be watching. Uh, it might I can't tell, but it might be too late, Neil. Oh, ZZ Talk in the room? Where they at? Let's see. Well, you see, I've got to have recliners sent all over the country. Of course, somebody said they were building a place for me that was so crooked that I wouldn't need a recliner. What they told me the other day. Said you won't need a recliner. So I literally bring a kitchen chair and put screws in the floor to keep it from turning over. It's 23 degrees. Is that what? Man, let's see. Well, we're about the same temperature now. Let's see what it says it feels like. Oh, they're still saying it just feels like it's 14 degrees out. That's a. I know I went out to the camper and turned that heater off, and I went out in short sleeves, and I was like, okay, in and out I go, and back in again. Yeah, so you can redneck and put one in the back of the truck. Oh, I know. I knew what you were talking about, Chris. I was just. Yeah, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what got me and had me laughing. Brandon was on uh, talking about how scared Stephanie and the kids were of mice. And he had just put out a video the day before of him doing the two step like he was scared to death of the mouse and squealing and jumping up and down. If you hadn't seen it, you got to go watch it. You'll watch it 2 or 3 times. Yeah, what you do is you watch it on your internet service, and then turn and use just your phone service and watch it again. Uh, oh, Sue's in the room. Did I miss? I missed her. I didn't see her. Oh, there she is, right there. Well, good evening, Sue. It won't be long. It'll be time to go to work, unless you got a night off. Just I call in and tell them it's too cold to work. Making friend dance club video. Right, he's done one with a turkey. That was definitely a dance. And he's done one with a couple of snakes. And now he's had the mice to teach him a new step. Yeah, you snuck in on me while I was looking away. Yeah, I just thought it was funny. He never mentioned himself when he talked about that. Yeah, Steph and the kids are scared of the mice. Yeah, I think the snake dance was probably the best one so far. That because he walked out from that building there. He was doing this. He was definitely making some dance moves that nobody's ever seen before. He invented something there. They should be out of snow up there now. Of course, there is a new one that is circling around, and the Eddy family farm just might see snow again. Yeah, you put them all together and do one dance with one music, and then switch to music, and he start dancing then with another, with another beat. Yeah, he sure likes to dance and scream like a girl. Uh, you put, you're waiting on the beaver dance, yeah, yeah. I believe he would do one. Beaver come up out of that water and slap him on the leg. Yeah, we'd see one like we'd never seen before. Yeah, there's a lot of people supposed to get snow about Tuesday. And I'm tickled to death that it's north of us and it's south of us and we're in the middle. And just in about 80 hours, it'll start warming back up again. That sounds good to me. Wasn't the last years. Yeah, you think he's regretting picking on me now? uh, yeah, he's loving it. Yeah, they teaming up on you now, Brandon. Neil's got all the goods. He even had an up to date video that I didn't have. Yeah, some people. Neil, you made the roof of my truck leak. You got my, you got my sunroof leaking. Well, I tell you what, I sat in there. I turned the massage on that little recliner I got in there. I turned the heat on it, and all I gotta do is sit down in it. And as soon as I do, I'm sound asleep. Oh, she greased the door before she come in. Uh, Somebody asked me yesterday, when they put you to sleep, was that the best sleep you had in a while? I said, no, I didn't even know I went to sleep. The best sleep I had is in that recliner. I had to get a recliner that swallows him. When he sits in it, it just sinks right down. But see, today's Sunday. Wait a minute. Brandon skipped work today. That I did. You're exactly right, Neil. The next day I was still. It was funny. You could be standing there and you're like looking around and everything just looked like, okay, I'm going, man, this thing just ain't right. I couldn't believe the next day I was still sleepy. I was still been bothered, and they want to do it. I've got to do it again in a few weeks. At least that's when they're supposed to make the next appointment. I'm not I'm not too keen about it, but it's something I got to do. There's I'm not keeping it a secret. That's just people I hadn't told that's physically close to me around here that I haven't told yet. And that's got to happen first. There's a few people that do know. Excuse me. Yeah. Turn the heat on and just. I like to put it on. I like to use that button that it changes from the massages starts at your neck and all the way down your back and all the way down your legs and then comes back and starts over again. Brandon will be wanting one of them next. And you can't sit down in it without going to sleep. You know, you sit in it and you take a nap and you relax and you wake up and go, oh, I got to get up from here. And you get up and you look at it again and go, oh, it must be nap time again. It's. I'm thinking about getting me a hot tub, putting it right outside, inside the fence there. One of them outdoor hot tubs. Melinda, they're dangerous. They're dangerous. I don't recommend them to nobody but myself. You never want to get up. Y'all got to pay close attention to Brandon's videos here coming up. He's probably got an exciting weekend to tell you about. I can't imagine him not being. The mouse. Brandon wouldn't take that call. But you know what? The Circle K up here sells donuts. And I've ate more donuts, and I don't mean I haven't ate a lot, but I've ate more donuts in the past 2 months than I've ate in a long time. Because I probably went a year without eating a donut. But they taste pretty good. And I'm getting used to them. I'm thinking about going down to the sheriff's department down here in Walker County and applying for a job. And I said, now I've had one donut too many. I've got to quit that. That's what them donuts did to my mind. And he could have killed. He could have took that mouse out. All he had to do instead of doing that dance was reach over and step on it. Just didn't run around there, just stomp on it. All he had to do. Of course, he'd have had to edit it out. I had a gas station one time, and it was old cement floor. Uh, there wasn't nothing in there but oil cases of oil. But I had two mice that kept coming up in there, and I got to feeding them. And I mean, they can't hurt the building. It was all cement. It was all block, and I got to throwing crackers, crumbs down there for them, and they come right out there and eat. And I could have took them out anytime I wanted to. And one day a guy was standing there talking to me, and one of the mice just came out, walked right up there in front of him. He just reached over and stepped on him. I said, "Why'd you do that for?" They've been coming up here eating for a long time. There's another one here somewhere. And the whole time he was standing there talking, he just kept looking all around like he was. Use this shot vac for the babies. All they had to do is put get a few chickens and put them right over in that corner. They'd have picked them right out of there. Tank is busy tonight about something. He keeps setting the cameras off on the north end over there now. The guineas hadn't made no noise, so they're probably all huddled up in their little house down there. Using that shot vac. What's funny, I had a little garbage can. Yes, it wasn't like you put in the bathroom or something. Not very tall, about like that. And I had emptied it and uh, set it inside the door. And I had been trying to catch this mouse that I had in the house that kept setting the traps off, but never caught the mouse. I'm like, this. He was so little. He was just so quick. And one night I set that trash can inside the door. There's nothing there for it to get on to fall in or anything, just a wall. And I was sitting there and I kept hearing this noise. One of them hard plastic, Rubbermaid like garbage cans. And I kept hearing this noise. What is that? Must be that mouse. And I come in here and go checking the traps, and no, they ain't been set off. And I eat a whole jar of peanut butter, by the way. And I heard it again while I was there. I walked over and looked, and I don't know how, but this mouse had got into this empty trash can. All you had to do, I'll just pick up trash can and shake it real hard, Boom, 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 boom. Took care of him real quick. About all that. I mean, what I consider a rat, I've only seen one around here in, uh, you know, 30 years. The rest of them have been these field mice. I mean, it's going to happen. You live on a farm and you got fields and pasture and everything. They're going to they're going to be there. Now this winter, I haven't seen so far this year. I hadn't seen the signs of anything, no mice or anything. Last year, I think I had one. Last winter, I caught that one. But you can be sure they're not too far away. And you go out here and bush hog this pasture right behind the house here. Uh, Turn the chickens loose. You'll see them chickens running across that field, just chasing them. You know, because they're in that field, and chase them down. I don't know. I don't think I want to. I saw one when I went to get the broom dustpan. You got both of them. Like, hey, why'd you do that for? Boom. There you go too. Well, Brandon, I hope y'all still listening. I hope y'all having a good time. Uh, I had plans of going to the meetup this year, but at this point, I just don't know. I have to. It'll probably be 1st of February before I know anything whether I'm what I'm able to do or not able to do. Uh, well, I mean, mice are mice. And that's just the way it is. I had was it last year I got bit by one? I think it was. I think it was last year. I reached down. I didn't look, and I pulled the lid off of the cracked corn, 55-gallon drum. I pulled the lid off of it, and I knew it was I reached down and went to dip, and there's like four mice in there, and one of them got me on the finger, and scared Scott to death. He wasn't in town. he said, he said, "Did it bite?" I said, "Yeah, it bit me. I mean, drew blood." Oh, you better go to get some shots or do something. It wasn't that bad, but they're always busy telling me I need to go here, I need to go there, I need to see this doctor, I need to go do that. But anyway, I might have got bit, but there was four mice that wasn't there no more. Yeah, Well, your secret might still be a secret there, Neil. Maybe not. What happened to that TV? What's all that red in there? Don't get you started on fire ants. Thank you, Peggy. Yeah. Well, Eric, you ain't gonna have no mouse problem. I mean, you know, why would they want to be in your house? They can go down there and be on the beach, soaking in the sun, listening to the waves. Fine answer, she does. Mm. Well, I tell you what, did y'all see them ants in my video the other day, this past week, whenever it was I did it? I never seen them. They were just starting a mound, and there was a gazillion ants piled up there. I mean, they were on top of each other. They were just, it looked like something sparkling, but it wasn't. It was the ants moving. But they were all just piled on piles of them on top of each other. I mean, there was tons of ants. I put some that good ant feed that they like so much on them, and that afternoon they were just about all gone. They take that right on down to the queen, and she gets mad and takes them all out. Well, Melinda, God bless you. Take care. Stay warm. Stay indoors. Don't be out if you don't have to be. I just wanted to get on to make sure everybody was staying warm. I kept thinking about Eric down there in Florida, and I thought, man, I know he's from up north originally and all that stuff, but he's done got used to uh, that weather down there. So he's done adapted right, to Florida man now. Oh, I missed something. He did the wrong person. She appreciates that. Neil says, click on it and undelete it. I haven't been in New England snow in 8 years. But you're starting to think it's following you to Florida, huh? I don't know. The best one yet was when Brian got kicked out by accident. Well, it wasn't by accident. It was done on purpose. He come in talking about old people. Uh, and somebody up north thought was on the roll with the fingers and knocked him right out. Yeah, I wasn't gonna pick on Kevin tonight. I just wasn't gonna do it. I was just gonna say somebody up north. And, oh, they're probably lurking around somewhere. Put two and two together, now you're good. It's 22. Oh me. Well, maybe. Uh, I still can't get over Brandon skipping work tonight or today. They're not. Not. Uh, well, Meg, you have to evict them if they're not pulling their weight. They need to pay out. I like the guy goes, "How much you want for that?" He says, "I'll take $10 for it." I goes, well, "I'll give you 7." No, 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 no. Gotta have 10 for it. I'll give you 6. No, no, no. 5. No, no, no. Okay, I'll give you 12. No, 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 no. Okay, how about 10? Okay. I threatened to go away. Yeah, you see that? She's buying that high dollar cat food. I don't know. Now, she's got them cats spoiled. I'd never spoil an animal like that. They might be my pets, but I'm not going to spoil them. Need a new alternator. Well, that makes sense because I was thinking that was a uh, highly possible because you were running off the battery getting it home, and you said when you cut it off it was dead. It's because you were running off just battery power. And I remember buying alternators for like $13, but now they're like $200. Last time I bought an alternator, I can't remember. Was it for a tractor? It was over $100, and I was like, "What? $100? They used to be under 20. What happened?" Batteries the same way. Batteries have went through the roof. Neil's only got a pet coffee machine, y'all. Yeah. I always thought now Coco, my cat that I had for 22 years, she was a good mouser, and but she no, uh, can't canned cat food. No, she ate dry cat food and she loved it. Uh, I can't stand the smell of that canned food. I'm like, oh, gross. If I can't stand the smell, how can she eat it? Eric, they're not cheap no more. But at the same time, it's a lot better than the computer system because that can be even more expensive. That's not a. The only thing that might be a little cheaper than the alternator would have been a battery. But, yeah, she that's absolutely true. But now I'm sure Eric can remember alternators being under $20 too. Yeah, but the way they're let's see, they put a starter on my camper, and I can't remember now, but it was all built together. It was just as cheap to replace it all. Yeah. See, they went through the ceiling. It's unreal. Uh, I know when I bought this pickup, uh, after I'd had it a couple of years, one day I wouldn't start, and the battery was had a bad cell in it, and I thought, well, so I got it started and took it down there. And the funny part was, I always try to buy a battery with like a 5 year warranty on it or something like that. And I asked the guy, I said, "What's my choices on this battery? You got any 5 year batteries?" No, no. All we got is this 2 year battery, and you don't have a choice. I said, "Why not?" He said, "That's the only battery to fit it. This got some kind of weird cover over it. I get and some kind of pipe that comes off of that cover that has to fit on that battery to put it all back in there." And I'm like, "Are you serious? I don't even get no kind of choice. Nope, no choice." And that's been, and now I bought another one since then. I can't remember, but I remember that one because it sticks in my mind that I didn't have a choice. I didn't have no choice at all. When I've always went and bought a battery, uh, you know, you pick, yeah, give me a one with a 1 year battery or 2 year battery or 3 year battery or 5 year battery. And I always try to get a 5 year battery, but there was no choice at all. Oh, well, I don't buy my batteries from Walmart, but I can. I have bought some 5 year batteries. Now, the last battery I bought for the camper, I did. I think it's a 3 year battery because they didn't have a 5 year battery, if I remember right. Uh, and I was at. I think I was at AutoZone or someplace. I was out of town. I'd let him look for it anyway. I said, okay. Act like I didn't know anything any different. Left him standing out there looking under the hood. Spare bus. You know, uh, if you got little bitty hands, you can get most places to hire you at these auto places to replace headlight bulbs and stuff like that. They want people with little hands that can fit down them holes. My running lights on my truck. I put this board down there to lay on and everything. And I had one of them was out, and I went ahead and got two of them. Usually, when one goes out, it ain't long after you got to replace the other one. So I just go ahead and buy two and replace them both. And without taking the whole front of the truck apart, it was a real task. I even got my hand stuck at one point trying to get my arm back out. I couldn't get back out. You had to reach up, reach over, then go back this way, and to get there. And then you couldn't see what you were doing. You had to feel your way around to do it. And I'm like, my arm stuck. I was underneath the truck, under the front bumper. My legs are sticking out. My arm stuck up under the truck. Finally, I got it in and got my arm out. Well, I know I got my arm out and didn't think I was gonna mess with it anymore. I said, well, let me just go ahead and try the other side. And I did the other side, and the way I went in the opposite direction, and I was able to do that one pretty easy. It was still tight, but I got it done. And I thought, well, if I got that one done, I'll go back to the other one now. I'll try it. Uh, I thought, I'm just changing bulbs and getting my arm stuck under the hood, under the bumper. But they put them in some. Uh, Now the headlight, the guy at the auto parts store changed it, and he was down there. It was behind. It was in front of the battery. You had to go through and down through the hole, and he was having a heck of a time. But he finally got it. WD-40. I thought somebody was going to get me a can of grease. Go to the garage and get some grease. What do you drive, a Volkswagen? Does these new Volkswagens, is their motors in the back or are they in the front now? I don't even know. Did they finally move them to the front? I heard a mechanic tell a girl one time, like this lady told this lady, said, yeah, I figured out what's wrong. Uh, you, uh, you got a blown radiator cap. And she was like, oh my, how much is that going to take to get that fixed? He's like, well, it's about a half a day work, half a day job. Oh, okay. Chrysler. But the old military, the old Deuce we got out there, we got the battery chargers on it. We cannot keep the batteries up on that thing. It's got brand new batteries in it, and they go dead. Something's drawing the juice out of that thing, but we don't know what. We don't know what's doing it. Scott's got the battery box. Got my battery box over. I hooked up to it again today. Hooked it back up. It don't make sense. I mean, we're talking about an old military vehicle that don't have a whole lot of electronics to it. So just can't figure out what keeps pulling the batteries down. Yeah, well, it gets driven once in a blue moon. It goes to flag ceremonies. It goes to parade and uh, all that kind of stuff. But you never know. You I see Scott jump in it one day and just drive around the big, maybe a 5 mile radius, make a circle, uh, just to try to keep it up. But and that thing is, but you can't hold a conversation in it. You're riding down the road. You might as well, if you ever pass one going down the interstate, and they're all, the train of them is usually real slow, but you see the driver up there in the and you got a passenger, and they ain't talking. They're just riding down the road looking forward. That's because they can't hear each other. They so loud. You just ride around a circle. But it's Scott put the we had a setting out here beside the driveway, and it wouldn't start. And tested the batteries, separated all the batteries, and uh, the one that was weak, so we put the battery charger on. Uh, well, I didn't. Scott did it. I told him, that's that first one, and he put the battery charger on it, and somehow or another it was touching the plastic part of the top of the battery and burn a hole in it. The battery charger got hot on it, burn a hole in the battery. So we replaced that one. So that was another new battery. So they're all basically new batteries now. And but it's sitting over there with the battery charger on it, which is fine. Camper does the same thing, but I understand that the clock and all that stuff that runs all 24/7, even when uh, you're not driving it, is working, and it'll eventually pull it down. it'll pull it down to where when you put the key in ignition, it'll buzz and all that. It's just not enough to turn it over. But very little will jump and it'll start it right up. But I've got a trickle charger on it now, and I'm just gonna leave it on there all winter. I don't know. I need to go down tomorrow and just get a warmer to keep the guineas water from freezing instead of going out there swapping out waters and putting another one out there and bringing one back up here to thaw out. Tank's at it again. He done seen something. I think until the next pack comes through, we got rid of all the coyotes around here. We had a beaver. Brandon them's trying to catch all them beavers, but we had a beaver dam on the creek down here, and they built a pretty good one. It was backing the water up, and you know, kids, they got to have fun. So the clay bombs. I forget what you call them, but they're like clay dip, but they blow up. Uh, we went and got some of them, and Manny and them got over on the other side of the creek, and they put them in the dam, and then get way up there and shoot them, and boom, blow it, and they blew the dam up that way. But this wasn't no mud dam. This was a tree. I mean, they built this thing out of trees. It was it was you could all down the creek bank trees. You could see where they gnawed them down. They just cut them down, and then they pack it. But it was full of trees. But they blew it open that way. That's fun. That's how you tear one down without using a rake. Well, it looks like the one Brandon's dealing with is tree limbs and mud and everything else at the same time. Yeah, you can buy the whole bucket, but they got them little plates you can put under them waters and just set them on them. I think that's. I know if I could order some cheaper probably than I can buy them locally, but I think I'm going to go get a couple of them. But this is only for 3 days. Maybe I'll wait till the winter's over. Go ahead and put up with it. Yeah. Uh, yeah, it's just something. You set the water thing on it, and the heat just. They got one that it won't even turn on unless it gets temperature gets down, it's thermostat controlled. It won't even come on until the temperature gets down to a certain temperature. Uh, and I like that one. I was thinking about ordering some of them, and then I thought, well, if I order them, they won't get here. And we've only got 3 days of this. Hopefully, that'll be the end of it. So I don't know. I hadn't figured out what I was going to do yet. I guess it just don't get that hot, Peggy. It's just warm enough just to keep the water from freezing. But it's sure enough, it just it's like a plate, and you set the water right on top of it, and it generates heat and keeps it thawed out. And I'm like, okay. Really, the twist off top waters aren't really that hard. The hardest part is you got to have something to break the ice where the water runs through the little hole that feeds the ring of water. You can have water thawed out in the water, but if there's a chunk of ice still in that little hole, uh, but water won't flow out of it. You have to break them loose. No, sure don't. Now in the greenhouse, we always did that with a propane heater, and we talked about that today. I've got this big stand-up propane heater thing that stands way up in the air, but we can't put it back there where it needs to be because it's taller than the loft. People can stand around it and generates heat and blows it, makes it come down, but it's too big to put in the barn. And, it would fit in the front part before the loft starts, but that's not where we need the heat. We need the heat further back in there. But everybody's okay. They got straw, and I mean, the animals can do a whole lot better. That's what gets me. I've said this before. Guineas come out of Africa, but they can withstand up to minus 40 in temperature. That just messes with my mind. Something that comes out of hot territory that can take such cold weather. It's usually, you know, oh no, it don't make a lot of sense. But the chickens always manage, and Bonnie goes in there and gets on the roost before the chickens do. She picks her. I guarantee you, if I go down there right now, that thing's doing that thing again, giving that thumbs up. It's four. She's the fourth bird on the rail from right to left. She's the fourth one. She gets in the same spot every night up there. She's like, she's done got her spot figured out. But oh yeah, I know you were telling her. I saw where you told her the last time that I could still do it. You told them I could still do it, and I don't even do it on purpose. And when I try to do it on purpose, it don't work. That's the funny part. How when was it New Year's when we were trying to get the fireworks to go off, and uh, it took I don't know how many tries before I finally got it to work. I think that was right. Anyway, something like that. And see that, look at that. You want it to do it, it won't do it. There we go. Finally. What time is it? Oh, it's just 8 o'clock their time. No shortage of hours. But look, I just wanted to hop on here and say hello and see how y'all were doing, and check on well, the Eric down there in Florida. That was my biggest concern. He done got used to that, the beach weather and the the tide and all that stuff, and uh, I just knew he's probably having the hardest time as anybody because everybody else is kind of used to having some winter weather. Yeah, but I knew he'd be suffering down there. Maybe he wouldn't know how to take care of it. Yeah. Well, you have a good night, Eric. I'm out of here too. I'm gonna uh, go sit in front of the fireplace and read for a little bit, and then I'm gonna go over in my recliner and watch TV for a few minutes. A few minutes. Uh, Gotta get the winter clothes out. He's ready. Yeah, of course I have to hop right up out of this chair, like my I'm still pretty limber at my age, 35 and rolling. Well, God bless. Yeah, yeah, you gotta finish watching that. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button on hers now, and make some kind of comment, even if it's "Hello, Steph." Anything. Uh, uh, God bless. Y'all have a wonderful night and keep on smiling because we got reasons to. Yeah, that's it. Jesus loves you. Good night, y'all. Thanks for dropping in.